brain. And this is a bottom 3. Sharknado is a good film. It's so bad, it's good. It's not too bad. Killer Sofa is a movie where the budget had to be like $1,000, and the sofa just kills people. And there's multiple scenes where, like, the dude sees the sofa move, and he's, like, nervous, and then he goes under the covers and just starts, like, jerking off, and then the sofa eats him. And that's, like, just a regular scene. Evil Bong is the worst movie series that has ever existed. And that is coming from somebody that likes stoner movies. The premise of Evil Bong is that there's a bong that's evil, and when you smoke it, it brings you into a dream trance where it, like, sexually appeals to you. It honey dicks you into, like, going into the bong world where you're trapped forever. So it basically, like, consumes your soul by, like, baiting you into smoking it, and that's the premise of the movie. I've only seen 2 of them, so I don't know if all of them are like that, but the premise is that. Going to the doctor regularly is something that everyone should do, but many people avoid for a variety of reasons, whether it's the annoyance of making the appointment, not having enough time, or just not being able to find a doctor that fits your insurance needs, so where you're not paying too much money out of pocket to just get a checkup. I didn't go to the doctor for a while in that transitional period from kid to adult, where you're no longer going to a family doctor, you're going to, like, an actual GP that's taking care of you and seeing what your long-term health needs are, outside of just like, hey, are you eating well? Do you have scoliosis? You know, stuff like that. So that was a problem for me. And it was annoying for me to make an appointment. I didn't know what doctor to go to. And that's where the sponsor of today's video, ZocDoc, comes into play to solve all of these problems for you. ZocDoc makes it easy to find a doctor in your area that fits your exact needs. Just input area, insurance, type of doctor, and see the selection of specialists and when they're available instantly. You can also see the reviews of each doctor to see if it matches up with what you're looking for. The majority of my audience hovers around my age range, and while you may be young, it still is meaningful to have a baseline, to know what your health is at, and to obviously check up on yourself, so if you do have a problem, you catch it early rather than when it's, you know, later and more of a problem. ZocDoc has more than 150,000 providers across 200 plus specialties in all 50 states. ZocDoc made it really easy for me to find an allergist, like if you need a type of doctor as well that you don't have or have never been to, like a dermatologist or something like that. ZocDoc is very useful there as well. I know it may seem small, but clicking the link in the description is a huge step in prioritizing your health. Taking care of your health just got easier. Head to ZocDoc.com/Bartolozzi to get started and check that appointment off your to-do list. Thank you to ZocDoc for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it.
Or Transmorphers 1 through 3. Several unrelated.
Oh my god, or any low-budget Ice Cube film. Not like 21 Jump Street, like that's a fire film. I think Ice Cube's a good actor, but any film that's low budget that has Ice Cube, they've spent all of their money on Ice Cube. Like the one where it's like an Amazon ad with Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. What is the name of that one? He surely goes over that. War of the Worlds. Wow, that's a hard movie to say. War of the World.
Called Among Us.
Wow, that War of the World. World Awards. World of the... Yo, say that shit 10 times fast. On God.
And The Amazing Bowl.
What the hell is that?
Oh my God.
Well, it ain't Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
But the idea for this video
See, that's a funny line, though.
began just like any other night, where because I had nothing else to do, since it's not like I'm sleeping at the moment between the constant 45-degree weather every night and an aircon that sounds like an angry microwave screaming at me. Given that I've been spending that much...
Ice Cube did good acting in previous movies, though. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Ice Cube's a bad actor. I just think Ice Cube takes bad roles.
Time wishing I was dead, it made me kind of nostalgic for all the time that I spent watching these. And dude, I just feel like people hand out the title of the...
Meth Gator. Wait, I gotta add that to my fucking watch later. Holy shit, is that actually a film? No, seriously, I that's like a niche enjoyment of mine is I watch like really bad movies. Meth Gator. Oh, that's fucking cool, dude. Tell me it's probably a gator in like South America during like a drug smuggling trip, collapses the boat, eats like a fucking whole cube of meth and then just fucking loses it.
Worst of all.
Like Cocaine Bear. Dude, Cocaine Bear could have been so much better. They should have made it more slop. It wasn't slop enough.
All time, like every 2 days, you know, like with Megamind 2 or the Snow White remake. Melania just came out and it's already like the lowest rated movie on IMDb. Like it can't be that bad. Yeah, no, you guys are right. There's like so many things.
I watched the trailer for the Melania movie and it looked actually horrid. It's just like a day in the life YouTube video, but boring.
Things like a classify a movie as being the worst of all time. Slap together lazy cash grab sequels that no one likes. Movies that are offensive to victims of recent tragedies.
Titanic 2?
Movies like Food Fight and The Open House on Netflix that are literally not even finished. And Madam Web.
Titanic 2, the last laugh.
Just all of it. So I spent the last few days suffering through the best that the 15th page of Amazon had to offer to find the worst movie of all time. And now I'm going to tell you about it. So I began my search in the most obvious place, the sites that everyone goes to base their...
Oh my god, Home Alone 4. Fuck that movie. Or this one, I don't know if it's Home Alone 3. No, it's Home Alone 4 or 5. That movie's ass. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it the way Macaulay Culkin did. You know? You're not going to replace him.
That everyone goes to base their opinions of movies on before they even see them.
Emoji Movie. Yeah, there's a lot of bad films on Amazon.
Now, I can tell you that in my thousands of wasted hours scrolling funny one-star reviews, that there's not many of these sites that have like an actual...
Flubber? Are you saying Flubber's a bad film? Flubber's one of the best... Jack and Jill's the worst Adam Sandler movie. That's true. Jack and Jill's worst Adam Sandler movie followed up by Hubie Halloween. Hubie Halloween's probably up there. No... Hubie Halloween's one of the worst Adam Sandler movies. It's not one of the worst movies I've ever seen, though. There's still, like, some level of watchability. Hubie Halloween was good. I liked Hubie Halloween. Yo, tap out of the stream, bro. Tap out of the stream. Dead ass.
Off of, and even less that people actually care about. Since every site has like a totally different answer to this question, since there's about a 40-year age gap between all of their users, like if you gathered all of IMDb's active user base, it'd probably look like a nursing home. While everyone on Letterboxd are people like me who won't watch anything unless it's shown to them on Instagram Reels, which is why like most of their lowest rated movies are from like the last 10 years or so. Last year's War of the Worlds, for example, the movie where Ice Cube...
Oh no! You're gonna have to fly an Amazon package to write... Dude, just expedite shipping through Amazon. I'm gonna use my new drone to get you the package there so we can save the world.
Does a let's play of an alien invasion for 2 hours, was so iconic that at only the age of 6 months has already cleared through 7...
Yeah, 80% of the movie is just him watching like a 420p clip and going, oh no!
Great to meet you.
At only the age of 6 months has already cleared through 70 years of film history to take the runner-up spot for the worst movie of all time.
Bang, that was easy.
And I've seen this...
That was half the budget for that Staples push button there.
Movie like 3 times, which I cannot wait to be reminded about on my deathbed, but I have to disqualify it from the running purely for the fact that it has Roger Heffley in it.
Hi, my name is Tami, and I would like to give you a few reasons why you should consider dating a young Asian lady. You can choose a potential spouse from Vietnam, the Philippines, Thailand, or Indonesia. The geography is boundless. Have you noticed that Asian women have become more and more popular? I mean that they are everywhere. In famous magazine, on Instagram as a blog.
Great.
It's you! It's you!
I'm sorry, women.
How could you, man?
But on this list was some incredible competition like 365 Days, the Emoji Movie.
Oh, the Fred movie is up there with some of the worst cinema ever.
Cats, every single after movie, and Titanic 666.
110 years after the launch of the original, Titanic 3 will set sail in just a few hours on the same path as her namesake.
Yo, natural selection, brother. Natural selection. If they named another boat Titanic 2 and you went, I'll get on it, you're an idiot. Like, that's just what?
Oh my God.
Sausage Party? Sausage Party wasn't that bad.
Look at this ship.
It's kind of crazy that out of the probably million...
Oh my god, is this Velocipaster? I don't think it is.
Movies, and also with the existence of a Pacific Rim 2, the only movie on the entire site to have a score lower than a 1 is Dragon Ball Evolution. A movie that condenses the entire beloved story of the most famous anime of all time to like an hour-and-a-half long Riverdale episode that makes bold narrative choices like trading Frieza for a gang of high school chuds and expertly adapting all of Goku's iconic character traits like getting bullied at high school and not only knowing what a woman is but spending half of the movie trying to sleep with one.
Just because my name is Chi-Chi doesn't make me a complete idiot.
Right, because there's a lot stupider names than Chi-Chi. I'm not saying that Chi-Chi's a stupid name. I'm just saying that it's not normal.
And just overall has like about as much commitment to the OG show as the single strand of blue hair on Bulma. But at least they made sure to get right everyone's favorite thing about the series though, which is having Goku look like he's trying not to shit himself in every single fight scene.
I am Uten Roshi, the Invincible!
My grandfather is dead.
The only impressive part about it is the restraint to like not immediately throw in like the most chopped attempt at a Vegeta or Super Saiyan in there, but that was...
What year was this movie released though? Like, I feel like you could have done a way better service to just Dragon Ball. 2009?
Definitely just to save them for...
They should just like, have they recreated this at all? You could do a live action and make it better.
Like the 5 sequels that they never made. But you know, even after saying all that, I don't think this is our man. Purely for the fact that if it wasn't like 90 minutes of people laughing as Dragon Ball characters, it wouldn't be anywhere near close to being on the same list as like Swiped with Noah Centineo.
Do you really want to pay for a movie? No! Or a flower? No. I'm gonna say the C word. I know we don't like to say it, alright? Here we go. Commitment.
Now, we've all been there with bad adaptions of shit we love.
What in the horror film is this live action SpongeBob? Is this a short skit? This is terrible. Like, he looks like a block of cheese. Oh, this is porn?
We love, okay? I say that as a Transformers fan. Trust me, I get it. You know the Avatar fan base has been under a mass psychosis since 2010. But I still don't think it's that bad, dude. Like, calling it worse than the entire 365 Days franchise is a big call, okay? Trust me, I've seen all of them. Like, as a Dragon Ball movie, yeah, you'd get more accuracy from fucking epic rap battles. But, like, on its own, I don't know if I could...
That actually does look better.
Probably, like, the worst of all time on account of it still having things like effects, a story, and acting. I'm not saying any of those things were good, but we're really gonna miss having them in a minute.
Yeah, like, I don't know. The worst movie ever is probably a movie that has no budget and was homemade. But are you really gonna throw, like, how do you determine the worst movie ever? Because I feel like I would dock a movie that has like a $5 million budget and sucks worse than a movie that has like $1,000 and a fucking iPhone, you know? Like, even if the movie's worse, it's like, I feel like you have to take into account they had millions of dollars to make this movie, and it sucks this bad. Like, in perspective to what they're spending. Like, you would never throw this in there, but like, Red 1 is a bad movie because they poured $300 million into it, and it made nothing back. Like, it's not, like, that's a far worse film than something that's just like an okay Tubi movie.
So my next up was IMDb, and I have to say, looking through their list, there really is just something about like a shitty comedy movie.
Is there like a Mask too? What is this?
Movie that hurts in a different way, because like there's no greater cinematic crime than not being funny, as I'm sure you're all very familiar as regular watchers of my videos. Another movie that dominates a lot of these lists is Movie 43, a film with the most embarrassing collection of Hollywood stars, the Epstein Files.
I suck dicks! I suck dicks! I suck them all the time!
If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
My superpower would be sucking dick!
One with so much talent somehow involved in a film that opens with Hugh Jackman having a giant nutsack on his face and then somehow only gets worse from there, that you do have to wonder if the premiere...
Well, isn't the premise of Movie 43 that it's like, I haven't seen it, but I watched the trailer. Isn't it just like basically just a bunch of short skits that are like intertwined? That's the premise of the film. Is like you're just kind of watching like a Comedy Central.
For it forewent the standing ovation for an involuntary moment of silence for everyone's careers.
Yeah, you squeeze her boobies. Yeah, and touch her butt.
What I did find out during this movie, though, while Lifeline put me on hold, is that for some reason, IMDb's lowest rated movie of all time has a higher score than the 4 movies that are ranked below it. Which,
What the fuck was the name of that one? Meet the new generation of superheroes. And they're like CGI'd babies. Birdemic. A James Niguain film. What is this one? Manos, The Hands of Fate, 1966. I feel like there's definitely a worse modern film than something in the 60s.
That are ranked below it, which last time I checked is not how numbers work, but it's apparently just because they rank stuff based on like popularity or something so that it's a bit more proportionate, which I mean I guess makes sense if you want to be lame about it. If you go by the user rating though, it's a totally different story, because then you get a list of movies that the entire Western Hemisphere doesn't even know exist, and also food fight.
That was a perfectly good bag of chips.
So it turns out IMDb's actual lowest rated movie is something called Smolensk, but like 2 seconds of lazily Google searching it tells me that it's because it's some like Polish propaganda conspiracy movie, yet I'm sure you can...
Yeah, that's the problem with looking at any like large-scale review website like IMDb, is like a lot of the worst rated films are probably going to be review bombed because of some sort of outside event that is in relation to the film.
You can tell, having been 10 minutes in this video already, that I'm not exactly going to be like a compelling voice for European politics. So back to IMDb's lowest rated movie, as long as you squint a little.
Disaster movie.
Oh, fuck. Everyone remembers the scary movie movies, but for some weird reason, no one ever brings up any of the 5,000 attempts to recreate them that all collectively have a lower Rotten Tomato.
Oh my god, like the fucking spin-off of Hunger Games or whatever. What was that one? That was the only real spin-off movie outside of Scary Movie that I watched. It was like a fake Hunger Games.
Better score than the entire Birdemic franchise.
Starvation Games? I don't know if that's what it was called. Hungover Games, something like that.
My brother made me watch the Fast and Furious one with him a couple years ago against my will, and there was a scene where they were like infiltrating a place while completely naked that went on for so long that when my mum got home, she thought we were just watching porn. Even some of the crappiest movies still have like something to like about it. Jack and Jill had Dunkachino. Norm of the North makes for an incredible drinking game. Space Chimps 2 ends. But Disaster Movie is the worst kind of movie. One that, much like my 12 years of...
Are those supposed to be Alvin and the Chipmunks? And they're biting his dick off?
Kind of movie. One that, much like my 12 years of schooling, immediately left my brain the second it wasn't in front of me. If the worst crime of the...
No, but that's kind of funny, though.
The other movies they made was that they weren't funny, Disaster Movie mocks all of them by not even having any jokes. It's just 90 minutes of never-ending Family Guy cutaway gags with no punchline other than borderline copyright infringement.
Indiana Jones?
Indiana my...
Yeah, it's like a fever dream. Like every time the scene changes and the camera cuts, it's just a new Family Guy cutaway. But that's kind of fun to watch for like an hour and a half. Is that Kim Kardashian?
Disaster Movie doesn't have the usual things that you'd find in a movie like...
That's Kim Kardashian. What do you mean no? Chat, you guys don't remember what OG Kim Kardashian looks like. That's Kim Kardashian from like 15 years ago.
You know, a story or basic respect for your time, but still has time...
That's Kim Kardashian. Chat, that is Kim Kardashian. I'm certain of it. Certain.
Respect for your time, but still has time for so many poop and fart jokes that the only part of it I enjoyed was pretending...
she's not in the movie.
That the credits were an obituary. You could have told me that my house burned down in a freak accident, and I would have been less upset than finding out I was only halfway through this movie.
I'm lactating. Move.
At this point,
Okay. I think I was saying it was funny because I'm seeing like one Family Guy cutaway clip, but I will agree, like 40 minutes in, you're like, okay, this is
knew I was getting closer, both to finding the answer and also to death. But just before I thought I'd found our winner, I realized that my dog was absolutely locked the fuck in on this movie. So, you know, at least we found their target audience. But I gotta say, Disaster Movie worked very hard to earn its well-deserved top spot, so let's see how it compares to our final side.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes has 2 different ratings for every movie. One for people who get paid to watch movies all day, which I can't imagine what that's like. And another from like general audiences, but we're just going to ignore.
I feel like you have to look at general audience, bro. You can't look at critic review. The worst rated critic movie is not the worst rated movie because there's still people that fuck with it. Like there's a lot of comedy movies that have like 10%, 5% Rotten Tomatoes, but like 80%, 70% audience score.
Audiences, but
you gotta look at both. I disagree. Because if you see a movie that had, bro, the reason you gotta look at just popcorn meter is because if you're looking for the worst movie of all time, something with a 3% audience score is not going to have a better Rotten Tomato.
People like my mum, who every single time I've seen watch a movie will not look up from the level of wordscape she's been stuck on for the last 4 years and then complain she doesn't know what's going on. Now the problem...
Well, that's why Netflix is just moving to type B content, bro. That's why every movie now it'll be like, we're going to go kill the president now. They announce everything they're going to do before they do it. So even if you're not paying attention, you just understand what's going on.
With Rotten Tomatoes is that their rating system kind of sucks. I mean, IMDb and Letterboxd don't work remotely the same, and yet whenever they can agree on something being complete arse, there's always that one guy on Rotten Tomatoes that still gives Titanic 2 a 15%. The way that Rotten Tomatoes works, for those of you who aren't as vitamin D deficient as me, is that a 0% doesn't mean it's like a 0 out of 10. It just means that 0% of the people that reviewed it actually liked it. 0% of those reviews were positive, but that could mean they were anywhere from like a...
Yeah, it's a positive or a
0 to a 5 out of 10, right? And then the same goes the other way, right? Like if every single person gave Transformers 2, which is in the corner of the room for some reason, a 6 out of 10, it's going to come up as like the greatest shit of all time. You get it. I don't have to keep... You understand. So I think that makes their collection of movies with a 0% rating a little less funny, but at least they still got their own Wikipedia page to immortalize their shame. But there's only one of these that has 117 negative reviews, the most on the entire list by a huge margin, which means it's got to be absolutely poo-poo, right? And that movie is Ballistic X vs. Sever.
Never heard of that.
Antonio Banderas and Lucy
Never heard of that.
Liu and Darth Maul. Are we sure they didn't make this movie up like 3 minutes ago?
2002?
Directed by Chaos. You mean the guy from Skylanders? And this movie was actually kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, beautiful. What? Oh! 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 My
Oh,
God!
the filming's just really bad.
I'm not gonna say like I didn't sit there in absolute silence for 90 minutes with literally nothing of value to say about it and that there weren't lengthy scenes in this movie. I was having a generational run on Subway Surfers. But in spite of its ChatGPT-ass name, the fact that this movie had like actual real stunts and explosions and a soundtrack that goes way harder than it needed to automatically made it better than the other thousands of dad slop action movies I've been forced.
Yeah, bro, but then we're really putting the worst movie ever, just a low-budget film. Like, you throw money at something, eventually it's watchable.
To sit through by male family members over the age of 45. And like, yeah, I might not be able to tell you what the movie was even about without skimming the Wikipedia page a couple of times, but I think if anything that just goes to show how arse Rotten Tomatoes is, that when a movie that everyone unanimously agreed is like the most 5 out of 10 movie ever made is considered as even being in the same ballpark as Baby Geniuses 2.
It's playtime.
Oh.
So now we have all our answers.
No, that has to be like a top 3 worst films, bro.
So
Baby Geniuses 2, they made a sequel.
We figure out which one of these is the most bad. Well, between all of these equally strong contenders, it's disaster movie. I fucking hate this movie so much. But I wanted to be absolutely sure that we'd covered all of our bases. And by using the power of basic grade 2 level math, I thought, what if we combine all of these lists and then work out an average score? So I took the bottom...
Oh, which movie across all 3 movie review websites has the worst
10 from all 3 of these sites, chucked in their ratings, and then spent...
Jeepers Creepers was there?
15 minutes trying to work out how to average something in Excel. And just like that, we finally have our answer. In third place, we have Food Fight, which... Yeah, that checks out. Runner-up is a movie called Saving Christmas, which I watched, and trust me, it's not important.
I love everything about it. I love the music, I love the carols and the hymns, I love all the kids.
But we now know that the worst movie of all time with an average score of 1.6 out of 10 objectively is... What the fuck is 2025 The World Enslaved by a Virus?
2025 The World Enslaved by a Virus. Oh my god, it's a COVID movie.
2025 The World Enslaved by a Virus.
Oh!
In 2020 does not exist anymore, and communism.
Oh my god, communism. Wait, no, that's so funny. Wait, that's so fucking funny. The world, because of COVID, does not exist the way that we thought it would, and now communism has taken over the world. In a span of 5 years, everybody speaks Russian now.
The world as we have known in 2020 does not exist anymore, and communism is all over the place.
2025, the world enslaved by a virus is what I can best describe as like the Kevin 11 of cinema, in that it takes a little something from every other bad movie to become something somehow even worse. It has enough shitty acting to rival The Room.
Are you a traitor? Did you sell us out?
What do you mean?
Did you sell us out? You're a stupid communist, aren't you? I bet you were born in Russia. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I bet you're a sleeper agent, aren't you? That's why ever since COVID, I didn't have a graduation.
I don't know who's at the door.
Nobody knew that we were here.
It's directed by someone that should probably be in jail. Every scene indoors is shot like an Adobe Premiere tutorial video. I mean, there's nothing this movie can't do, except get through a single line of dialogue without fucking it up.
Those movies seem so far away.
True.
And now, 5 years later, we have...
And this happens so many times, and they just leave it in the movie anyway.
See, when I sleep, I can't sleep anymore.
Those films about the countries in the Middle East where Christianity was illegal.
They have nothing to say anymore.
The whole thing's about like,
yo, what the fuck are they even talking about? Oh my god, no, this is actually a valid worst movie ever.
After COVID took over the world, the government made things...
It's like a confused, like you just don't know what's going on.
It's like Christianity illegal, but not if this guy has anything to say about it. He doesn't care about laws, you know, given that he met his in real life girlfriend when she was 14 years old.
And if it is the police, we're not gonna stop singing because of the government. We're gonna
my god.
Trust God.
This movie starts with like a sick-ass car chase of what I imagine are the movie's investors hunting down the director after seeing the finished product, which got me excited.
How do you even get money to make this fucking film then?
I did thinking the rest of it wasn't going to be 70 uninterrupted minutes of unscripted small talk.
The excuse was virus. Something they sold us as a super deadly killer virus. The state leaders started to take away our rights.
The final season of Stranger Things will be jealous of how much of this movie is just people reiterating the same thing for an hour and a half. Almost the entire movie is just them sitting in a
just like round table talk about bullshit
room and brainstorming like a plan that they then go outside and do by spraying a bunch of fish everywhere, which like attracts the attention of a new person who they then bring back to the room to talk about it for 10 minutes. And this goes on for an hour and a half.
All right, what did Corona do to Jesus?
Oh my god, that was the worst line delivery I've ever heard. He was like forgetting it and saying it as he remembered.
Nothing.
As both their movement and my suicidal thoughts grow, they go from talking inside of a room to talking outside of a room, and begin employing a potentially illegal amount of montages to defeat the coronavirus.
Our whites became gray, mixed by the government.
We're going to fix the coronavirus by spray painting fishes on other already pre-existing graffitis.
They decide when your children
that will start a movement where people will wear their masks.
Get born, what job you get, and when you should die. But the freedom that was taken from us.
And when I first saw this, I cried, because I found out I was only 14 minutes into the movie. And on account of most of the runtime being like a barely edited podcast, there's really not that much else for me to tell you about it. Like, the main guy confesses his feelings to a girl at some point, and then they make out, but like in a way that leaves room for Jesus.
I know it will be hard, but it's Jesus in the center of our relationship. It can last.
It will last.
Bro, it'd be like appealing to like Christian slop film or something. It feels like they're just like hard wedging like God into this movie to just try and get some sort of audience to watch this.
We put him first.
And then he gets shot in the head and dies. And that's how it ends. Hey, can I be next? I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think we might have found it. Because, dude, not even the greatest friend group in the world and lethal amounts of alcohol could ever make me want to sit through this again. So, there we go.
A jump scare.
Beautiful, objective, worst movie of all time. So, what do we even get out of doing this aside from severe brain damage? I don't know, but the projector's pretty sweet, right?
That was a good fucking video. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. W Diamond Ball.
Shop the new arrivals by Ashley Lux, where practical prices meet premium style, like plush boucle upholstery, warm French oak, and high-quality leather made for the spaces you live in most. Shop Ashley Lux in-store and online.
The Arathi Highlands, once bitterly contested, have seen a tenuous ceasefire between the Horde and the Alliance. But though the armistice brought a measure of peace, a new threat has thrown the region into chaos. Stormguard is under siege, and Hammerfall has suffered heavy losses. You have answered the call for aid, and stand ready to join the fight. Band together with the Horde and the Alliance to secure the Arathi Highlands.
Highlands have seen more than enough conflict. We have to end this before it can escalate.
But Haranir finally make an appearance here. Wait a second, it's too early for that. We need to be talking about the rest of the races first.
I am the best! Spells and the power of the mind!
Not quite, you guys. Actually, I'll fix this right now. That's better. Just to clarify, for everyone looking to choose their race to maximize their DPS, the potential gains are very, very small. The difference between your best possible race and your worst possible race is usually about 1%.
A hero. That's what you once were. You stood boldly against the shadow and purchased another dawn for the world with your life. But the evil you fought is not so easily banished. The victory you claimed, not so easily held. For now, the specter of death looms above the world yet again, and it has found new champions to bring about its final reign. Knights of darkness, wielding runes of death and destruction, bound by the will of the Lich King. This is the hour of their ascension. This is the hour of your dark rebirth.